Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing my project live April for 2025, and this is the kit for April. Really nice springy colors here, lots of green, and I think it's very fitting to the outside because where I live it's now all turning green and all the flowers are blooming. So I think the kit matches very well to that. And we also got these cute circles here. A few of them have something written here, like learning, living, this story, this life, who, what, where, when, why. And a few of them are just blank with this cute pattern here. So yeah, I'm excited how I will use them in my album. I have a little bit of a difficult situation here because in March I used these vellum cards and I really like the see-through look, so maybe I will just put a small photo here, or else if I put a journaling card, the vellum will have a white background. That's also fine, but yeah, let's see how I will do it. And I have to say, I'm very excited that this project keeps me going. So I really love it. And it's been now 3 months and this is the 4th month that I'm doing it again. And yeah, I'm keeping it up. And that's a nice surprise because sometimes you begin a project and it's a really long project because it's 12 months. So let's see how the whole year goes. I think in the summer, when you are out or on vacation, this project tends to go to a little sleep, I think. But so far I'm very excited, and also I'm very excited that I'm managing to do process videos on this project. You can find a playlist linked below and also all the other videos for all the other months. Okay, so let's start. The first spread always starts with my title card, and this time I chose to back it with another vellum with this peachy colorful pattern, and I decided to just staple them so they are a little bit more secure and do not move around. Oftentimes I used also my sewing machine to add a little bit of texture and stitching, but I really wanted to change things up and not always have the same look, so I just chose the staples instead. And then I just cut out my printed photos, and I decided to just back these vellum cards with photos and not cut them smaller so you cannot see the vellum through on the other page, and I think it's fine. The vellum in my March spread looks also very fine now, backed with the white back of my photos, and then I have, the full 3x4 pockets for photos, and also you would have seen the colors through. And yeah, I decided for this color scheme for this spread so it would interfere a little bit. And yeah, cutting down my photos and placing them into the pockets is really the easiest part of the whole process here. And then I chose 2 journaling cards with the green border, and I just typed up my journaling on my computer and then printed it right onto my journaling cards. And for embellishing, I chose to use the paper die cut circles, and because my photos were quite full, so I could not adhere the whole circle onto the photo because then you wouldn't see anything of the photo, I decided to just use the border and cut out a little bit less than half circles out of it, and then just put a date with my date stamp on it. So it's a cute embellishment and also a little detail with the date on it. And then I also used a sticker from the Word Phrases sticker set and put it onto the 4x6 journaling card. In my next spread I used 2 journaling cards from my stash, and these are from L Studio, I think it's how you pronounce it. And it's the one with the movie time and the weather report. And I also used these 2 cards in, I think, my January spread. You can find a link to this video below. And it's really a cute and easy way to include things like the movies you watched or the weather into your spreads. And I think sometimes it's a very good detail for the whole week. And also I did not have that many photos for the week, so it was very nice to include some more information without using actual photos. So instead of writing on the journaling card for the movies, I just printed out the cover of the movie poster, and as you can see, it was Disney's Snow White. And I think, yeah, it was fine, but it was not a very, very good movie. So I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. And yeah, I think it's very interesting to then also have rated your movies that you watched. And that's kind of an interesting thing to document in your project life. Then I just stamped out the movie title and the date that we watched it. And I moved on to the weather report card. And because I forgot to take a picture of the weather or a screenshot of my weather app, I just used this sun stamp and yellow ink to just stamp out some suns that represented the weather. And then I also just added a date and then a word sticker. And as you can see here on the left top, the journaling card, I also stamped out numbers and the word A story. I kind of put out all my stamps that I had in my stash and was very inspired to just use them. And then I just hand wrote the journaling on the card. And for the rest of the spread, I just used the same idea as before with the paper die cut circles to put the date on it. And I also used a chipboard tag piece and then put it on this vellum card on the right top. And for my next spread, I used my sewing machine again. There cannot be a spread in my project life without my sewing machine. So I just use a zig-zag stitch to stitch these 2 vellum cards together. And I really like to repeat the month in my spread to just know where I'm at, because I have no other title cards like the week or the dates that I'm currently working on in my spreads. So I think it's a good reminder when you flip through which month this is. And then I just printed out my other photos and adhered them on the back of the 3x4 cards. And I just, adhere it on and then use my scissors to cut them down so it already fits the pocket. Because sometimes when I cut them down with my paper trimmer and I cut them down to a true 3x4, they do not fit the pockets because sometimes the pockets are a little bit smaller. That's really annoying. I really hate to cut down my photos multiple times because the pockets are a little bit too small. Because I had so many photos for the week, I decided to later on use the paper die cut circles to put my journaling on. But first I again used my stamps because I thought the yellow fitted really well to the spread and looked very cute with all the other colors. So I used another alpha stamp set with really small letters and I was stamping out Easter weekend. But yeah, it's not perfect. As you can see, the word weekend really did not fit into the space, but that's fine. And also you could then see how I added the little circles with my journaling on top of it. And for the last spread, I just used some of the remaining journaling cards. I really like the yellow 4x6 card because now it's really fitting to all the yellow ink that I used for the stamping. And then I pulled out another little alpha stamp set, and I used this 3x4 card with the 4 colors on it to just document which shows I'm currently watching. So as you can see, Last of Us and Yellow Jackets, and you will later read Temptation Island. I really love reality TV, and also Severance. This was really a good show. I really loved watching it. And then I pulled out another stamp set that I had from actually also Stories by the Month a couple years ago. And I just added this little April looks like this to the filler card. And I also used these paper die cuts to add a little bit of hand journaling, and also a little sticker from the word phrase sticker set. And these are my spreads. You can find detailed photos on my Instagram channel, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!